I love playing Magic the Gathering, and you probably do too, but I think even the most ardent defenders of this game and Magic Arena will agree that sometimes the meta gets a little stale. There's a lot of reasons for this. There's more games of Standard being played than ever before. It's never been easier to find awesome decks by content creators online and on YouTube. The reason and the factor I want to focus in on today is a lot of people out there, generally speaking, don't want to spend their precious wildcards on crafting unproven cards. So as Ixalan comes in and hopes to shake up the format, we're trying to see if there's maybe something in the arena economy that we can tweak to try to get people to brew a little bit more and experiment a little bit more with new cards. That's right, we're talking about the Vault. The Vault is a way that Wizards of the Coast tries to inject new rare cards, but for most people out there, Vault progress can be excruciatingly slow. The Vault is located up here. You can see mine's at 37.9%. And what feeds into that is a calculation of once you get that fifth common or uncommon, they start to accumulate points, and once that total equals up to 100%, you get some rare and mythic wildcards. The way that it generally breaks down is a common is worth 1 point and an uncommon is worth 3, and you need 1,000 total points to be able to get a Vault access. Okay, so we have this resource, all these commons and uncommon wildcards that aren't doing anything. So my plan today is I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to, from zero, I have no Caverns of Ixalan, Lost Caverns of Ixalan cards. I'm going to craft every single common and uncommon in the deck. So there's 113 commons, which means I'm going to need 452 uncommons, and there are 92 uncommons, which means I'm going to need 368 uncommon cards. I'm going to go in, I'm going to build that, and then I'm going to open 51 Lost Cavern of Ixalan packs, and I'm going to see how much that raises my overall Vault percentage today. You can see here, I'm on my collections page. There are 101 commons, actually, I guess that's unique commons, and 92 uncommons, and currently I don't have any. So if you did want to recreate this experiment at home, the quickest way to do it is like this. Go in, build a new deck, make sure you have Lost Caverns selected, not collected, common and uncommon. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put every single one of these into a deck, and then I'm going to craft it. If you tried to go in and independently craft these, you would take forever if you try to do it from the collections page. So I'm going to skip ahead, and I'll actually build a deck with all like 700 cards in it or whatever, so you can see what happens. Okay, so I've got all of them into a deck, which looks absolutely crazy, and you can see there's 800 cards in here. I'm going to go ahead and hit craft all and see what happens. Yep, so 368 based on our calculations, that checks out, and then there's 452 because some of them were duplicates. So we're going to go ahead and spin that. I did it. It worked. Okay, now I am in there. Let's go to my profile. Okay, and in my profile, you can see I have 100% of both the commons and uncommons. Let's go open some packs. Okay, and you can see I have my 51 packs right here. I'm going to go through and I'm going to open them. Timestamp on the screen for when I get done opening them if you want to skip ahead to when that is done. But I know some of you like watching packs get open, so I'll put this on fast forward while I sit here and open the packs. Okay, that's the packs. Just a couple notes about it. I think it really highlights how opening a bunch of packs doesn't really get you the cards that you need and how much you depend on wild cards. For example, I think I only got one Cavern of Souls, almost none of the dual lands and the dual creature lands, and then I didn't get, disappointingly, a single Bonehorde Dracosaur. So not a lot of staples. So it just kind of reminds you how many super niche rare and mythics are printed into a set these days. But overall, I generated a lot of wild cards. So in a second, we're going to go up here and we're going to look at the Vault progress. I have not seen it. I don't know how good it's going to be, so you're going to get my honest reaction when I scroll over. Remember, it was at 37.9% before, and after 51 packs, we are at 87.3%. So about 50 points of growth. And I'm going to be honest, that's about what I expected, but it goes to show you that 50 packs didn't get me a single Vault progress. So opening these packs onesie, twosie, even after every single common and uncommon contributed to my percentage points. Yeah, not great. Yeah, thinking about it, I didn't really get anything that was going to be a playset or anything that I could use to craft a deck on its own. Everything that I opened would have to be augmented by wild cards. And to be fair, you do get additional rare and mythics from turning the wheel, as it were, and crafting, as well as the, a random rare in your rare wild card or rare mythic wild card in your slot. But the Vault, I think, probably either needs to come down in the total number of points that it needs to accumulate, or it just needs to generate more rare and mythic cards, because after that whole process, I was pretty scarce on rares and mythics. I only have 5 mythics and 24 rares. That probably is going to craft me one deck, maybe 2, if I don't go too far into the mythics. So, pretty difficult out here for a person who just spent $50 and is trying to craft, multiple decks a season. Obviously, we make videos for the channel. I'm in a little bit different boat than your average player, but you could definitely see how somebody setting on that process is not really incentivized to brew with some of the more interesting and speculative or niche rares or mythics and really concentrate into those build arounds. They're really going to focus on building a mana base that they can use and then crafting the cards that they know are going to be good and then playing that deck over and over and over again. I think if I could pontificate here for Wizards of the Coast, probably not what they're looking for. I mean, yeah, sure, you might incentivize people to spend a little bit more, but I think Arena is going to make the most money when you have maximum player engagement. And one of the most common reasons I see people turning off or uninstalling Arena is the economy is just too stingy, and they either that or they don't want to play against the same decks over and over and over again. They want to go play something novel. They want to go play something interesting. They want to, jam games of Commander, and they're not getting the variety that they want from Standard. If I had to settle on it as a conclusion, I think right off the bat, I think the obvious choice here is to drop that probably down, I would say, to 500 points. Keep the same point weighting scale if you want, but 500 points, it doesn't really reward that many rares or mythics when you do actually open the Vault. Even 750 would be better, but that little dopamine hit of the Vault popping up and getting some fresh wilds cards injected into your inventory might be the thing to push somebody over the top to actually craft a new deck, and you might be able to see a new strategy. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If this video is interesting, this experiment was interesting. I've never seen it on YouTube before, and I kind of got the idea that it might be fun. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe and check back to the channel. For most of the time, we just do regular gameplay. But I know the economy out there is really a hot topic for a lot of people, and people want that diversity. So I really just wanted to make this video because I thought it was neat. Anyway, we'll see you next time.